Shweta ma'am, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Ma'am,
Should we
please
start?
start.
Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Please.
If you can look at the sunset and smile, then you still have hope. A warm good evening to all. I, Dr. Shweta Talekar, welcome you all in today's workshop entitled Hands-on Session on Preparing Questionnaire through Google Form. Veena Pani, Brahma Bhamini, Kala Swamini, Ma Sharde. With blessings of Ma Saraswati, we can officially start our today's program. So first of all, I would like to introduce you all with RFI Research Foundation of India. Research Foundation of India is strictly working for the social upliftment and higher education quality and Indian research promotions in the form of events like international national conferences, seminars, workshops, symposium, and other activities. RFI works for the integration of intellectual ideas across the globe to fulfill the thirst of innovation of humanity. Research Foundation of India is concerned with improving the educational process by encouraging scholarly inquiry related to education and practical application of research results. Research Foundation of India is working for research and development for higher education. It has signed MOU with top universities from India. RFI members are faculty, researchers, graduate students, and other distinguished professionals with rich and diverse expertise in education research. RFI does not take any financial sponsor from any government body. Research Foundation of India has organized 1,000 plus international conferences and workshops, FDPs, symposia, etc. all over the world. Now, RFI having 87 chapters in India and 18 chapters in Asian and other countries, and categorized in 5 board: West, East, South, North, and Central Zone. I would like to welcome for Central India function Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO RFI, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Chief Managing Director RFI, Dr. Reshu Jain, President RFI, Dr. Priyadarshini Agnihotri, North-South Board President RFI, Dr. Rajat Sharma, National Convener RFI, Dr. Ajay Jain, National Coordinator, Dr. Manish Dubey, President Central India Board RFI, Shri Amit Chand, New Delhi, North Board India President RFI, Dr. Deva Datta Indoria, North Board India President RFI, Professor Abhinesh Karosia, West Board India President RFI, Dr. Sanjay Prasad, MP State President RFI, Dr. Parul Sharda, MP State Convener RFI, and Dr. Indra Dikshit, MP State Coordinator. Now, this is the time to introduce Chief Managing Director of RFI, Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir.
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah, please.
Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir, is having BE, MTech, PGDM, DMS, LLB, and PhD degrees. Sir had published more than 50 research papers in national international journals. Sir is having a rich 40 years experience, around 30 years in the industrial field and around 10 years in the educational field. Recently, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir, visited USA and visited various renowned universities like Northeastern University, Boston, Harvard University, Institute of Technology, Boston University, etc. As far as association with RFI is concerned, Sir is considered as one of the founder member of RFI. Looking to his dedication and hard work in RFI, he is now promoted as CMD, Chief Manager Director of Research Foundation of India. I would like to invite Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir, for his words of blessings and appreciation. Gupta, sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI. I feel honored to be invited to this workshop on hands-on session on preparing questionnaire through Google Form. This program is very much useful for our young researchers, that Google Form is one of the most important technique for surveying the questionnaire and getting the result from various renowned experts and the person who is practicing the special topic and dealing with the special subjects. So it will help in our research project preparation. Selecting from multiple questions types, drag and drop to recorder questions and customize values are so many techniques used. Messaging, meeting, docs, and tasks now thoughtfully connected uh, as it is free of cost. You can work offline, online. Start your free trial with the Google form. So it can help like anything for selecting your uh, topic, surveying, and after that you can prepare your conclusions with the help of response through this Google form. I'd like to thank the our chairman, Professor Saurabh Jain sir, who has given permission for arranging this workshop. And you can visit our website www.researchfoundationofindia.com for such more events. And you can write to us on our official mail ID info@researchfoundationofindia.com. I'd like to thank all the experts, participants, and organizing institutes who has given their inputs, and the our RFI team for their input in this workshop. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Over to you now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your showers of blessings. Now, this is the time to introduce our today's subject expert of this workshop, Dr. Ankita Jain. Her education qualifications are PhD HR, MA Psychology, MBA HR, PGDCA, PGDRD, BBA. She is Assistant Professor at Human Resource and General Management. Dr. Ankita Jain has been associated with Sri Vaishno Institute of Management and Research, Indore since 2017 as Assistant Professor in Department of Management, Indore. Prior to which, she has served in Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Department of Law and Management, Indore for 2 years. She has teaching experience of more than 7 years. She has been involved in teaching subjects like human resource management, principles and practices of management, entrepreneurship, HR, and general management oriented subjects at undergraduate and postgraduate levels to the students of management. She has completed her PhD from Prestige Institute of Management and Research, DAVV Indore, under the guidance of Dr. Anukul Manish Hede sir. In her current job, she is the part of various committees like Research and Development Committee, Industry Institute Interface Committee, Cultural Committee, Management Games, Extracurricular Activities Committee, and Photography Club member. She has been attended various national and international conferences and presented more than 30 papers and published more than 40 papers and case studies in international journals, conference proceedings, and book chapters. She has also been attended various training sessions and lectures by Management Forum. She has expertise in live projects and research work. She has certification in Human Resource Development by NPTEL Swayam, Enhancing Soft Skills and Personality by NPTEL Swayam, Fundamentals of Digital Marketing, Preparing a Written Application, 360-degree Feedback, and Performance Planning. She is the member of institutional committee such as Cultural and Literacy Committee, Admission Cell, Placement Cell, etc. She has organized various cultural events including fashion shows, flash mobs at various places in Indore. She has been honored at Devi Ahilya Airport, Indore by Airport Authority for presenting flash mobs on Republic Day and World Tourism Day, contributing in Cultural Committee of the college for various events, also counseling the students for their career as well as for individual development. She has various memberships like Coordinator Indore Zone in Research Foundation of India since 5th August 2021, Executive Council member of RFI, State Convener, West Bengal, India, Core Committee Member for International Conference and Research Foundation of India, Member of Women's Cell RFI. So now I would like to invite Dr. Ankita Jain for her expertise words on today's topic. Ankita Jain, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Am I audible and visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, before I start, I would like to say hello to everyone. Good evening. I, Dr. Ankita Jain, working at Sri Vaishnav Institute of Management as Assistant Professor. In today's session, I am going to tell you about the Google Forms. And I believe that this Google Form is one of the powerful tools as a questionnaire Google Doc, where I can say that every one of us, including the researchers, students, every one of us who is doing research in different areas, to who are interested in working for research, collecting data, and who are facing problems in this kind of thing. So basically, this Google Form will help them for this thing. So I will be telling you about the Google Forms, how to be prepared, and the main important thing about the questionnaire as well, the basic things. Then after that, we'll move on to the hands-on session on the questionnaire. So I would like to share my presentation with you all. Just a minute. My presentation is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So let's start with it. So the today's topic is hands-on session on preparing questionnaire through Google Forms. So the basic main thing which we have to study today is Google Forms. But yes, before that, I would like to know you about some important points about the questionnaire as well. So if we talk about the highlights for today's session, would be how to prepare the questionnaire, how to create Google Forms, different types of questions and responses, how it is helpful in data collection, and how to collect responses for the analysis. So let's start. So basically, a brief guide to questionnaire development. A questionnaire is a critical component of survey research, involves constructing a questionnaire. When we start with our study for the projects, for the PhD or any of the research papers, so from where we have to start is like collecting the data for the literature and introduction, but as well as we need to know that what we are studying upon, and for that we need to know what the questions for the same. So the questionnaire is a having the full number of questions where you can collect the data from different responses. You can be having any kind of a study. So if we talk about the data collection, there are two things basically. One is primary data, and another one is secondary data. So if we talk about the secondary data that we are collecting from different publications, different research journals, census, any government record, personal records, any other media, newspapers, anywhere. But when we want to collect primary data, when we want to apply our own test, we want to do analysis for the same. So what that we call is primary data, the first hand data, which we are collecting for the very first time from different people, right? So a questionnaire is a pre-formulated written set of questions to which respondents record their answer, usually within rather closely defined alternatives. There are different types of questions in the questionnaire where what we do, we can give them some options to fill the answers. I'll tell you in the next slides how to do it. So the questionnaire is probably most used and most abused of the data gathering devices. Basically, as much as we are using it for the collection of data, sometimes the people get irritated when we send them different questionnaire for different purposes. So it is abused as well as it is very helpful in collecting the data. So let's see, there are different types of questions or the questionnaire in which we can have different type of questions. First one is open-ended, second one is close-ended, and another one is mixed. There are so many types of questions, which I'll tell you later. So elements of questionnaire design. First of all, you need to identify the questionnaire content on which topic you are studying. Writing or selecting the questions to measure variables of interest, which are the points to be considered in that questionnaire. And the last one is to construct the questionnaires. So our questionnaire is more than the questions. There are a number of things which has to be there and which has to be taken care of. So before designing a questionnaire, we should know our objective, our study purpose, the aim, why we are doing that study. Identify what you need to measure. First of all, as we know our purpose, we need to define some objective and we should know what we are going to measure apart from it, right? So develop a preliminary analysis plan. We should also know that whatever we are going to achieve, like objective, whatever the objectives we are having, for that, which kind of tools, analysis we are going to apply. Deciding the data collection mode. As there are different modes of data collection, we can go for interviews, we can go for some paper pen thing, pencil thing, and we can go for some computer based data assistance. Then we can also go for some observations, we can also go for some Google form or any kind of online filling data, right? So there are different type of question. Mainly there are three: open ended, close ended, and partially ended. Now let me tell you all these type of question one by one. Open-ended question, when responses are not provided to the respondents. Like if I'm asking your name, so there is nothing like I cannot give you options for your name, right? So like that. Then second one is researcher does not need to know universe of the possible answers. Respondent not influenced by the scientific alternative suggested. They can give answers whatever they want to. Respondent can reveal what is more salient, what is more important. Useful in exploratory work. Whenever we want to go for exploratory analysis, exploratory kind of work, we can use open-ended question where the people are able to answer as per their opinion, as per their information they know. So basically, this is helpful in exploratory work. It can be used to build rapport in the interviews. Basically, this also helps in preparing the report for the interview. This kind of questions where you have open answers. Close-ended question where you have options. It is close-ended, right? So a list of acceptable responses is provided to the respondent. Like I'm asking your gender, like male, female. So you can give any of the option out of these. So this is close-ended where I have given you two options only and you have to choose one, right? These are some options, like you can choose any of the answer for the same question. It can be in the format of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be in the form of like a strongly agree, agree, disagree kind of format. Now, see, let's see some response formats. Like if here you can see multiple categories that exhaust all meaningful answers and are mutually exclusive. You may have received questionnaire from different sources somehow, somewhere, right? So you can relate these questions and this slides with your filled questionnaire. You can see that somewhere you can be connecting that this is the format for this particular question or answer, right? So if you ask this kind of questions, like during a typical work week, how many hours do you spend on a health promotion in the community? So they can give you options like less than 10 hours, 10 to 19 hours, 20 to 29 hours, like this. You can choose any of these. Second can be the option. Here, the categories are divided. Like as you can say, if we are having the scale of 1 to 10, like here you can see. So 1 is saying the complete confidence and 10 is saying the no confidence at all. Basically, this is like highest and the lowest category. So you can choose any of the category in between. If you are not fully confident, like complete confident, you are not confidence you are having no confidence at all, you can go for like 4, 5, 6 in the mid, right? So here it is saying that like 1 can say excellent, 2 can say very good, 3 can say good. Like this, we can divide the different numerical rating scales for the same. So ordered response is saying this kind of questions. Unordered response format can be like this. You can choose any of the answers and the answers are not actually related to each other, right? Like low staff morale, there is a question related to that. So in that you can see that there are options we are seeing. Low staff morale, then poor staff training, many patients No other healthcare options nearby. Different options, totally different. Like in the last options, we have seen that different options are related to each other. Like this the whole scale was talking about the confidence. This talking about the hours, number of hours. But in this, you can see they are talking about different things. So this is unordered response format. Now let's see about this one. Partially close-ended question. The questions are close-ended where they have given some options like what is your position at the school? If we are asking someone who are working in a school, so they can be classroom teacher, that person can be principal or a counselor or anybody else. But there is one more option you can see here, that is other position. That please specify. Basically, what does it mean? That if we have given the option, but yes, after this, if you are not into any of this category, you can go for any other option and you have to write that option. Please specify saying that, right? I'll tell you on the hands-on session when we'll talk about these different categories. If we talk about the visual analog scale, generally we see this kind of scale or you can say this kind of emoji kind of thing. You must have observed in the malls. You must have seen when they ask for the shopping experiences, they ask for like how did you find the shopping. So it might be sad, it might be good, or it might be okay. So you can categorize it by pressing the button. So like you must have seen that the smiley button which is saying I'm happy with the shopping, it is green. Then the center one is yellow and the red one is saying sad. So they get the feedback from the shoppers like this, right? Then there is one more most famous scale, which I believe is Likert scale. Usually we use this kind of scale for our research work. So here we can see that the options are given to the people or as a strongly agree, undecided or neutral, disagree or strongly disagree. Like if I am asking the question, smoking is injurious to health. So you can say I'm strongly agree, you can say agreed, you can say undecided, whatever the answer you want to give, you can give. So this kind of questionnaire can be prepared by giving different question and the same kind of options, which is very good when we go for any kind of analysis because we can have a same kind of parameter for the same. So there are so many good characteristics of a questionnaire should have. It should be concerned with a specific and relevant topic. Basically, your question should be around your objective, around your topic. It should be short because when we see or when we send different lengthy questionnaire to the people, they always hesitate to fill and like sometimes they don't respond. Directions and wording should be simple and clear. The language should be clear because everybody is not equally educated or equally familiar with the questionnaire. Questions should be objectively known to everyone. Basically the objective why you are filling this questionnaire, so this should be known to the people, like for your major research project or for your any other research work, any of the life project, anything. Embarrassing questions, presuming questions, hypothetical questions should be avoided where people need to think, right? We should always give them some options so that they can click and they can move on, right? It should be presented in a good order. Basically you should, like if I'm asking your gender first, then your age, then your name. So that's not the right sequence. First of all, you should know their names, then you should know their gender, then you should know their age, then education qualification, then occupation, and so on, right? So you should know what should be the right sequence for your questionnaire and as per your research objective, right? Should be attractive, neatly printed, and clearly arranged. Basically, the questionnaire, sometimes people go for questionnaire through the printed ones. They take the prints, they circulate it to the people, then they collect it from the people, then they do data entry for the same. And sometimes because of that, some people are, they don't respond to the questions. Sometimes the questionnaire is unfilled and all. So now we are this neatly print word is going to be, excluded from the questionnaire when we are going for the Google form question. I'll tell you how to do it, right? Now, main aspects of the questionnaire, mainly the journal form, which I'm going to tell you, question sequence, and the question formulation and wording. These three things should be considered. If we talk about the formatting, that is more important. If you know, like if you see that when you write something on a page and it is very neatly written, very clearly the headings are there, everything is proper. So what happens? You can easily would like to read, right? Or you would read it very easily. But when it is very vague and it is not written clearly, the writing is very bad, it is not any in a systematic format, what will you do? You will avoid to read it, right? Or you would not like to even see to it. So sometimes the formatting is the most important part, I must say. So creating a form to obtain consent, explain first of all reason for the study, explain how to respond the questions. They should know, because everybody is not aware of questionnaire. If somebody is filling the questionnaire for the very first time, they should know how to respond. What SA, if I'm writing essay, so what it is saying, it is strongly agree. If I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so what 1 is representing, what 2 is representing, or 3. If you are giving them check boxes, you can say the tick the answer like this. You can give the different options to them, or different explanation for the answers replying. Next, put question blocks that are related. Basically, the main thing, the main things which has to be highlighted, you should mention that. Begin with emotionally neutral question like demographics. Basic questions should be there first. As I have told you, before asking the main questions of the research, you should know about them. Basic question like name, age, gender, occupation, education, so that they can be prepared for the main questions. Then remember questionnaire fatigue, and don't put anything important at the end. If you have something important to ask, don't put it in the end, and ask important questions only. Always try to know that there is no duplicacy and all. Consider skip patterns where the people get confused. Wording should be simple, free of ambiguity. It should be so that people can answer honestly, right? If I'll ask you that, do you smoke? So what would you say? Obviously, you would say no. Nobody would like to say yes, even they are smoking or not, right? So the question or answer should be like the people can give their genuine and accurate answers with honesty. Avoid embarrassing question. Avoid, the very not related question. Translate and back translate is important. Basically, the people should know the vocabulary, or the basic vocabulary should be used so that people could know about it. So what should we do? Shorten the reference period, use landmarks, and provide helpful content in the different context. Provide cues to the stimulate recall, and ask about typical behavior. These things should be considered when they are talking about the questionnaire or question wording. What should not be done? Different double meaning questions, double meaning answers should not be there. The people should have the same kind of opinion for the one question or one answer, right? Then do not use leading question. Like if you have asked one question, then another question, then another question for the same thing, it would be going to irritate the people. So do not ask respondent to make unnecessary calculation. Don't give them such kind of thing where they have to think lot, where they have to calculate the things. We need to think. So basically, give them easy options for the same. Do not use loaded question or loaded word. Again, same thing. We should not give them a very big vocabulary or the high loaded question where we can ask them to, they have to Google, they have to find out the dictionary. They don't need to do this. So basic question with the clear wordings. Provide incompleting or overlapping response category. It should not be there. Like the question is given, you can see, where have you received health care in last or past 12 months? The answer can be health clinic, hospital, or private clinic. Everyone can have all three. Someone can have two of them. So we have to, what we can do, we can give them check boxes where they can choose the different answers. Because if you will ask only answer one out of these three options, they will be confused, because they might have visited health clinic as well as hospitals as well as private clinics. So here the different type of question format needs to be used, which we are going to discuss later. So the questions asked should be relevant to the research problem. Beautification, basically consent form should be there. Title or cover page or cover heading should be there. general instructions to be given to the respondents. The identifiers can be the name or respondent ID, anything can be given, and different transitions, different sections, and title should be there. So before creating the new questionnaire, we should find out the different potential items for that particular questionnaire. We should test it, we should correct it. First of all, we have to test. If it is good, if then okay, otherwise we need to correct it. We need to make the necessary changes. For that, you can take the help of your colleagues, you can take the help of your peers, where you can see that different people are having different opinions. Sometimes we are not able to see the mistakes in our own work, so this can help us in this. Then pilot study. Here the test word and the pilot study, let me tell you what is it. Basically, when you do some survey, what you do first, you try it on our own people. Like you can prepare a questionnaire, you can ask 2-3 people or 5-10 people. In the PhD or research work, a bigger research work, you can go for 40-60 people. But in a small research, you can ask for 5-10 people to fill your questionnaire, where you can see that if there are any mistake, they can tell you. You can also see which kind of responses you are getting. You can check it out, so that when you start your main study, it won't be affected. So pilot it study, pilot it again. After the testing, correcting, and piloting again, we need to train the interviewers and data entry people that if you are doing that questionnaire thing offline, means on the hard copy, on the printed form, in the printed format. So basically the people who are putting the data entry or who are doing the data entry, they should know what exactly your coding is. Like you are saying strongly agree is one, and that person might be having 5 in mind for the strongly agree. So you have to find it out which one you are choosing for the same. So basically data coding, entry, and analysis. These 3 things are very much important for the analysis. So the questionnaire which we are preparing, which I'm going to tell you just after this, Google Forms, how it can be sent. It can be sent through only links. But if earlier when we used to have the questionnaire on the printed form, that can be posted, that can be done through the email, internet, the manual distribution, manual deliveries, and then telephonic and interviews. This can be done. But now if we talk about the Google Forms, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to go anywhere. We need to just network the people. We need to connect the people where we can send the Google Forms to them, right? Where we can share the small link to them, and we can put it on our status. We can share it on our different social media platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp status, wherever you are or wherever you like to. You can share it. You can share it in your family group, friends group, wherever you like. So this small link can help you in filling up the questionnaire, right? So let's go for the hands-on for the Google Forms. See, first of all, I'm going to tell you from the beginning, from where you have to start. I hope everybody can see my window.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, you just need to open a tab, small step. You can directly go to the Google, or you can directly click here. You need to, before that, you need to log in from your mail ID, right? So create Google form. When you type it, it is like this. You can directly go to this. My ID is already logged in, so you can see this kind of pattern, right? Here you can click, go to Google Forms, and you can directly create the questionnaire. One more step to reach here we can do is, see, you can open any of your ID. You can directly go in here, and you can directly check from this side. There are so many things. You can check it out. The form is here, right? You can check. So the same page we are going to reach. So now let's come to this. So now we are here. So first, what we have done, we have just typed the create Google form, right? Now we can see there are so many options. They are giving you some different options which you don't need to do. You just need to go to the blank option, right? Here, let me open it. Here you can see there are different options, right? You can see Untitled Form. So for this, I have taken one of my questionnaire for the study so that I can tell you how to do it. I like the way I do it. So this is very easy. You can click or you can type whichever you like. You can type it here like this. Questionnaire on. This basically we need to rename this because like you will click, it will get it here, right? Because the title is here. So here it is need to be written because whenever you are going to share this, so the people would see the same title. Before this, I would like to say you, or before start, I would like to tell you some important features of this Google form. Today we are just going to discuss some basic ones. See, here you can choose the theme. This blue line, which you can see it here, it can be changed as per your convenience or as per your liking. Whichever color you like, you can choose. You want to add the colors, you can add it from here, whichever you like, right? This is what about it is all about theme, this thing. Wherever you are going to add any title or something, it will be like in this color only. You can see it later when I'll tell you. Then background color, this thing. I think you can see my cursor as well. Any of you please respond. Can you see my cursor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as you can see, this orange color is there as a theme. As a background color, I can choose any other similar to this. If I'll go for this blue one, as per that, this will give me some suggestions. Like this, I can change. So whichever I like, I can choose. Then next thing, you just check it out. This particular section where the title is written, study on. I can edit it. So you just check it out. There are different font style. From here, I am telling you. See, basic, decorative, this one, then formal, then playful, whichever you like. If a topic is funny, just for general purpose, any of this study, you can go for it. But when you are doing a formal research, you should use the formal font for the same. Again, from this customized theme only, one more feature is there. You can choose any of the image for the background. So I'm uploading just an image. You can upload it from here, from your computer by browsing this. But from the themes, I'm just choosing any of these. I'm choosing this one so that I can tell you. You just need to insert from here. There are so many options where you can do like this. So your questionnaire can look better and some, interesting to the people. If you want to change the image, you just need to again click on it. You can choose different options for the same. Whichever you like, you can go for it. Like I'm choosing this one. Again, I'm to show it to you. See, this is how you can change the background, theme color, and whichever you like, right? So this is the basic thing. Then by next, we can start with the questions first. Then I'll tell you how to preview this thing and other options, right? So this was the first step for the beautification of the questionnaire. So as I told you, first of all, what I have done, I have titled this particular file or the form, I can say. Here you can see there are different information has been given, right? So if I am talking about it, name of the company or name of the person. So I can choose this. I can click or I can copy and paste it. Or if I want, I can just type like this, name. Now let's start with different type of options of the questions. Number one, here we can see different type of options. Multiple choices, check boxes, drop down boxes, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice, check box. These all we are going to see is first, if we talk about someone's name, obviously that person has their own, a different name, a unique name. So we should click from here. The short answers question should be here. Then let's talk about the another question. This is the first simple format, short answer. We also call it open-ended question where you are giving options to the people. One more thing I would like to tell you, this required one. See, can you see this one? I think I should dark the theme so that you can check it out. Can you see this option? This red one, which I have done.
Yes,
This,
yes, yes.
this required thing, what will it do? Basically, sometimes people skip your questions. And sometimes because of that, you are having problem while you are analyzing the question. So you should always keep it required. If it is like this, anybody can skip it. But if you don't want people to skip it, you can go for like this. Basically, in our studies, we keep our name option as optional. So in that case, it can be removed. But for the next question, from the next question, we need to make it required. Actually, in my settings, I have already done it required. So in every question, it would be like this. I'll tell you the settings also. So now the next question can be gender, right? So it can be male. It can be, see, the Google is already intelligent enough. So they are giving us options. So we don't need to write. Or they can say prefer not to say or other like this, right? So this is another question. Now people, if they would like to skip this question, they would not be able to, because we have given the options and we have make it required, right? So that's done. Now next question. This is first type of question where we need to answer a short answer. Next one is the two options, three options I have given. Another question with the next option would be multiple choices. See, multiple choices means you can have various of. See, here it is has been selected multiple choice. In this multiple choice, because three options were there. Now, multiple choice, we can have different categories. Like I can say strongly agree for any of the question. They are giving me options, so I'm just taking this so that you can see like this. Like I'm asking you on a party. So you can be strongly agree for the same. You can click on any of the answers, right? So these are the options which has been given to you. You have to answer any of these, right? So in this only, I'll give you one more thing. We call it radio button. If you know about it, these are radio buttons where we can choose only one. If somebody is clicking on any of one option, they are going to lose another option, right? But if I'm gonna give you number of options, like you wanna eat ice cream, next option, pizza, burger, or any other, like one more option I can give, like any of you, what would you like to eat?
Vapors.
Wafers, fine. So these five options we are four options we are having. But if I'll give you this multiple choice question like this, strongly agree and disagree, the multiple choice with the round circle buttons, we call it radio buttons. So you can choose only one, right? But where you are interested in eating number of things, what should you do? You should choose check boxes. So whenever you are interested in asking for various options for different for the question, so you can give this kind of options. Let me give you some preview about these questions, then we'll move on. See the preview. Now, as a person, what will I see? The first question was name. So I can write my name. If we talk about the gender, I'll click on one. If I'll ask you, you want a party, I can say strongly agree. Or if I want to say just agree, or I want to say not decided yet or neutral, so I can say this. But whenever you are choosing any of these, another option would be deselected. But when you talk about the you want to eat, I have given multiple options in this as well as in this. But there is an option with the circle button, and there is this option with the check boxes, that square boxes. So you can choose 1, 2, 3, or any of these. If you're not interested in pizza, you can change it. So it is like this. Then you can submit the this or responses. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you. Again, I'm taking a preview. See, because it is the same one. If I'll deselect all, what will happen? I am not able to submit. See, because this is a required question. Here it is already written, right? Because if you are not filling up all the question until unless you are not able to submit. So because of this, when you are a surveyor, you are sending the questionnaires to the people. They won't be able to skip any of the question. So this is very, very good thing where you are not, getting any loop in your data. You can see the series of answers with the for each of the question, right? Again, I'm closing it. So we have seen some options. Now, next question. Multiple choices, we have done. Check boxes, we have done. Now, let's come to the drop down box. This question should have drop down box. Like, you know about you can say Indore, you can give city's name, Bhopal, Ujjain, Nasik, Noida. I'm just writing some options so that I can give you the view for the same. Delhi, Agra, whichever you like. Like if we talk about like states of like from which state you belong from. So like this. So if you go for this kind of option, what will happen? Let me show you. Please check it out. The answer you know about, it would be look like this. You have to choose, right? So you have to click, you know about Indore. So you can click and submit. Here you don't have multiple options, you just have one option. You can click to, I know about Ujjain a lot. So I can say submit. I can say Delhi. Okay, then submit you can. So basically, there are different options, but in the drop down box, you have to select out of these one, right? So if you are not going to fill any, this will again give you, this is a required question. Again, you have to give for an option. You got it? I hope you are getting the different options, how to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
The next question, which we can add with different option, is we are done with these file upload. If we talk about this thing, you have to give permission to your drives. Here you can like upload photo. ऐसा आपने देखा होगा generally in your when you submit a photograph of yours or something like this. So if you know that if I'm talking about the photo, it should be in which format? In a PDF or Word format? See, there is an option which I have given is file upload, right? So if I'm saying, see, first of all, you should know that how many files you want from them. So files can be 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, whichever the maximum file. You can say 5, I want people to upload. Maximum file size, you can say 1 MB, 10 MB, 100 MB. Why we need to, put the, we should give importance to this particular thing, because ultimately this is connected with your drive. Drive means your email ID, drive, Google Drive. So if जितना option, जितना MB आप उसको allow करेंगे, उतना drive option और drive का space वो आपका ले लेगा. So basically here you can see, when we are talking about the photo, obviously we want a photo, not in a PDF, not in a Word format. So you can allow a specific file. What I have done, I just allowed only a specific file type. You can go for these options. If you want to upload anybody's document, anybody's spreadsheet, presentation, drawing, image, you can specify. Or if you want, in this particular photo, I can say a video as well. So here, the video, image, anything can be added. But if I'm just writing the photograph, what should it be? Image only. It cannot be PDF, it cannot be a spreadsheet, right? So basically, you can have this. If I'm writing here, upload your resume. The file type can be a PDF, it can be a document, or it can be an image as well. So we can give these options to them, and we need to make it required, right? If you want to delete this kind of question, what you have to do? You just need to delete from here. Let me tell you how to delete any of the question. See, Like this, if you're selecting the question, they are giving you number of options. You can copy the same question like this, or if you want, you can delete the question from here. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you, when you are clicking on the questions, you can see that if you want to remove any of the option, you can do it like this, right? You can even upload any of the image for the same from your uploads anywhere. Like this. So this image would be uploaded there only, whichever you like, right? So this can be removed from here. Left aligned, it can be even aligned, left aligned, right aligned. This picture is little bigger, so it is not getting changed. Otherwise, you can change the image, you can remove, you can add a caption in this, and you can make your this particular, like you can say, answer questions based on above image, like this. So you can do this thing with the questions. You can, put like anything like here, and then they can answer by looking after that image, right? So this kind of questions can be done. See, I have told you the image upload. I have told you how to remove the options, options can be added. Then the copy one, if I want to copy the same question, like in this question, the strongly agree one, where I need to answer these questions, like I want to have 10 answers in the same format. So what will you do? This kind of thing. Then you can change the question. Then again, if you want to copy, you can go and again you can change the option, right? So this kind of thing can be done. I'm just removing for now. I think you're getting it. The next question, like this. The next question, before next question, I would like to tell you some these features about it. From where I'm adding the question, from this +1, plus add question. You can see this here. If I'm clicking on this plus, so it is showing add questions. The next one is import question. If I have already prepared some of the questionnaire, which I have already prepared, so you can import question from that questionnaire. Like if you'll go for this, different forms which are available there. See, if like I choose this one. See, it is already there in my drive, means from which ID I'm creating this new questionnaire, which I'm showing it to you. There are so many other questionnaire as well. So if I want that this questionnaire also will have the same type of questions, what will I do? I'll import some questions from there. I can choose any of the questionnaire from here. So this is my questionnaire. I can select it. Once I'll select it, you can see this import question giving my another questionnaire's name, different options. That name was there, gender was there. There were 2 options in the gender. Age in years was there. There was 5 questions. So if I would like to add these age question and occupation question, I can import. See what happens now. Age in years. It is here, which I have taken in my last questionnaire, and the occupation is also added. So I don't need to put this question again. I don't need to write it again, right? So if you are doing the same kind of studies, you can do it. So you must have understood this plus sign is for questions. This is for importing the question. And another one is add title and description. If before starting the question headings I want to make, what will I have to do is like here, the name, gender, these things are very personal question. So you can add the title here like this. It is up actually, like I have to do this. So it is already there. I can title personal information, right? So this can be the heading. Here you can write down some description that this study is for academic purpose. right? You can write it here. Whichever you like, this is how we do. Let me remove. If you want to delete this kind of title, you can do like this. Even in this title, you can have so many options like this. If you want to add the description, you can have. If you don't want to, you can remove it, right? So now the add question, import question, title, this is done. Even if you want to add image, again, you can choose the image and you can browse and you can click on it. So it will be added here. If you want to add any kind of video, you can do it. Then the most important, another point which I would like to tell you is, let me come down. See, if I want to add a section, means I'm done with the personal questions of the people. Now what I have to do is asking the main question of my study. I can add one section. So see here, you can see the section 2 of 2, right? Just a second. It is 2 of 2. So this is untitled section. You can say questions or the main questions of the study. Now let me tell you the main important part of the questions. See, here we have seen all these options, right? Now let's talk about this linear scale one, then we'll go to this. What about this linear scale? One more question I have to add in the previous section only. So I'm going up. See, if I want to add one question, I'll do it now. As I have already shown you one question option in the ordered format, like how are you feeling now? So your answer can be excellent, good, fair, poor, whichever you like, not good, whatever is the answer. So this is what normal question format which I have told you multiple choice. But when we want to go for linear scale, it is like this. Like how? Let me tell you. See, it is 1. 1 I am ranking very good. And the 5 is I'm labeling it as very bad. Now let me show you the preview. What happens when we use linear scales? When we use linear scales, the question looks like this. Can you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are saying 1 means you are very good. If you are saying 5, you are very bad. If you are saying 3 means you are okay. See? Can you did you get it? Linear scale?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So next, let's come to the another section. Now the most important one. Now, if we are going to ask number of questions, so let me show you one thing first. These are the main normal questions, but when we want to ask number of questions, so if you'll get a questionnaire in this particular format, so it would be very easy for you to answer because you just need to answer here. You just need to take here with wherever you like, you can click and you can answer. But when I ask you every question one by one, that SEO helps your company to grow, then again I'll give you 5 options: strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. Then you have to move up. Then I'll give you another question like this. If you're having so many questions in the same study, what will you do? You will have problem, right? You will be like frustrated when you are filling up the questionnaire. Even you won't get the responses for your questions. So in this kind of questionnaires, what should you do? Basically, what you can do is here you can add this was the title. Now I'm adding a question. The question, but different option. The lower ones, see, multiple choice grid and box grid, where you want to see your Google form questionnaire as this questionnaire only. Means if you are taking print of this questionnaire and you are also giving options to fill on link through the links on the Google forms, it should look like same, right? Then what should we do? It's very simple, nothing to do with it. you just need to click on this multiple choice grid option. Now you can see one side rows, one side columns. Like this. These are different rows where you have different questions, right? And here different columns vertically. Horizontally we are having rows, vertically we are having the columns. So in the columns, what do we have? Strongly agree, agree, neutral, this upper things. Let me tell you one thing more, that if somebody is going to fill, so they should know the full form of this. If we are not going to write like this, you can write here that SA stands for strongly agree, write this like this, or you can write it here SA, or if you want, you can also write down the full strongly agree. So it should look like very short and simple. So we can write SA. Then we are adding columns, right? See, here it is written add column. So I'm just doing it. N, then D, disagree, strongly disagree. But before giving this abbreviated form of things, we should give them some, explanation about these details, right? See how it is looking. They are giving 5 columns. Here you can see 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 columns are there. Here we can also see. But now what about rows? So you don't need to type each and every question. That is why this type of question are helping us very easily to put the questions. Here, see, I'm just clicking on 10 question. I'm just taking 10 question and selecting it and copying it. You can do Control C, or you can copy. I have selected the rows. See, I went there, and in the rows, here again, click on the question. We have already added the columns, right? But for the rows, what we have to do, we just need to click on row 1 and Control V. Control V means paste. See, all 10 questions are here. Right? Here I can write again the questions. Now, how it is going to look like, let me show you in the preview. Just a second, everyone. Okay. So here you can see the preview of the same. See, now what happened here? I have created one section. So until unless you are not filling all the answers in the section 1, they are not gonna take you anywhere else. So just a minute. Let me remove this question, upload one. It will ask me to upload the things. See, again I have to review it. I can give this. All the answers I have to give. Then next. It is not done, so okay. So next. See, if I'm not answering any of the question, it is going to tell me to go again. See, can you see this? It is just looking like your questionnaire. That the options are there, and the same time you can see the answers. Now you just need to click like this and this. The people would find it very easy to answer, right? And after answering these questions, they can submit. But you won't be able to submit until you click each and every option. See, the question requires one response per row. Once I will be done with this, it will give me the permission to submit. I hope you get this. Then the next one, we have seen, I'm just making the copy of this particular question to show another option for the question. See, I have chosen the multiple choice grid first. Multiple choice, as I have already told you, it is having the circle ones where you can choose only one, the radio button. Now I'm taking out the checkbox grid. Means what it is saying, I can choose multiple options as you have already chosen in this one. When you wanted to eat different things, so you could have chosen the different options. Here also, you can choose different options if you are going to choose what? This option of multiple choice answers with the checkbox grid. So once I am doing with it, it is not going to give me these circle ones. This is going to give me the square ones. Again, let me show you the preview. See, we have already filled this part, so that they are not showing it to us. See, now I can choose 1, 2 options, this 1, 2, again 1 and 2 in this. Every row I can give all answers. I can click on all, I can click on 1, 2, 3, whichever I like, but I have to answer at least 1 in each row, right? I can give all 5, then only I can submit. So these all were the options for the questions, right? So I'm ending up with the preview. So I have told you all type of questions and different answers in this first, right? So first of all, I have told you about the title. I have told about the different question, how to add question, how to import the question, about the title and description, image upload, adding the video, adding the section. Like here you can see this is section 1. Then another one was where we have added multiple choices question, row and columns. It was 1 and section number 2. Then I have told you so many options. Short answer question, paragraphs. Paragraphs can be like a bigger answer which where we have to choose different answers. This is paragraph. I think it is not showing in my, I don't know why it is happening. I can't choose it. So here there is one more option actually, that the short answer can be long. See this thing, long answer text. Here it was first what? It was short answer. Now it is long answer text where you can write number of things. So even in the test of the students, we can give different questions like this where they can write long answers. So here it can be given. So the short answers, paragraph option, I have told you the multiple choice question, check boxes, drop down boxes, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, and checkbox grid. These all has been discussed. I have already told you about the themes, how to upload this kind of image. You can also choose any of your image. You can have your friend's image where you are doing a survey or you're giving invitation to the people. You can choose different theme colors. Again, I'm changing it. See, I can choose it. Then I can go for different font style, different background colors. I can go for this one, red, pink, whichever I like as per the theme. So whichever you like, you can go for it, right? Then this was the this I option was the preview, right? This star option gives you, star means as important. So basically this will show up on your drive where you can directly click it. You can also make a bookmark of this questionnaire, right? Then send, the most important thing you should know about it. When you want to send this questionnaire to someone, how did you find the link? So see, you need to just go to the send button. Everyone please look to this because this is very important. Once you are prepared, once you are done with the questionnaire, how to send it, right? So what I have done, I went to send option. Then this is email box, right? Email. So if you want to send anybody on the email, see, this is what my mail ID is. I have written, if I want to send this form along with the mail, include form in the email I can do, then I can send. Number 2, apart from this mail, what I can do, I can send a link. This is link. See, this link is there. If I want to make it a short link, I can shorten the URL. I can copy this link from here. You can directly click on this even, and you can click from here. You can copy this link anywhere. You can click it. You can copy it on your WhatsApp. You can copy it on your mail. wherever you like. You can directly send it to someone, whichever you like. These are options to send the things. One more important thing I would like to tell you, like sometimes we don't do individual projects. What we do projects with our colleagues. Okay, so in that case, what happens? Just a minute, everyone. Yes. So when you are doing this research with any of your friend, any of your colleagues, so how would they know about this questionnaire? What's happening with this questionnaire? So what you have to do, you just again need to click on the send button. If you want to include anybody else, you want to just to send, so you can put their names in here. But when you want to add any of your friend in this, so you can add collaborators in this particular questionnaire. Collaborators means they are collaboratively, they are working with you. They can also work, they can also click, they can also add, they can edit the questionnaire as you are doing. So I can write another mail ID of mine, you can write anybody else's name, and I can send this to like this. So that person will get the access or right. See, the person added, they have written. So this access can be given to the another person as well, where they can also do the same thing which you are doing to this questionnaire. So that colleague or their mate can also check the responses. So once the responses are received from the people, right? So then what to do with it? Before that, one more thing I would like to tell you. In this send, I have told you three things: the mail thing, the link, and the collaboration, right? Three things are there. One more thing I would like to tell you, this collect email. If you are making it compulsory like this and you are saying send, what will happen? Just a minute. They will automatically see this option has been added. Email means without putting without putting their mail, they cannot fill it. So you can change the setting if you want to. You can directly go to this and you can cancel this thing. But here I have added. Now, when you are opening this questionnaire, see, if the questionnaire is like this, you can see three options: questions. Secondly, I am coming on settings first, then I'll go to responses. Now, we have seen the different type of question, formats, formatting, theme, everything. Now, let's talk about settings. Settings gives us different options. Number one, make a quiz. You must have seen that during this COVID and lockdown, this kind of questionnaire, Google Forms helped us in the researchers as well as your teachers or like my colleagues has get support from this kind of quizzes for this, for giving the certificates to the people, for taking examination, for getting important information about these students, or different kind of activities has been done through this Google form. So this is just we need to do is make a quiz. So I'm not focusing on it on right now because we are just focusing on questionnaire for this. In the next session, we will have this. Now, see, you must have seen, as I have told you, that collect email address if you want to make it compulsory for everyone. You want to have everybody's emails. So what you have to do, basically you have just need to click on this option, collect email address. If second option is there, send responder a copy of their response. Sometimes if you have filled any of the questionnaire, you must have seen that there is a mail in your inbox that you have completed this form, you have filled this form, and whatever responses you have filled, that is already there in that mail. So if you want to send the copy, you can give it this option always. Allow response editing. If you talk about this, allow response editing means they can change their responses even after replying. Just after submission, they can add. But if you are not putting it like editing mode, then they won't be able to edit their options. They are done with it. Once they are done, they won't be able to. One more important thing is there. If you are collecting any important data and you want that response, one response from one person, so that sometimes you have seen that it is written that you are already submitted, means you won't be able to answer the same questionnaire again. In that case, the person who is sending you the questionnaire, they click on it, so that only one person can give one answer. I just need a break of a minute. Just a minute, everyone. Okay, so here we were seeing the option format. Here we can see some form defaults. Here you can see collect email addresses by default, this setting which we have already seen above also. One more thing which I have already told you, that I have done this setting, that every question should be required, means everybody has to complete each and every question. So this setting is from here. If I have done this, then in every question I have to put required option. So that's why I have already done it. So that's it from the side of questions and the settings. The last one is the response, which I would like to focus on. Here in this form, obviously the responses are 0 because we are just created it. So what we have to do for the other, find the responses. I have taken one example of my questionnaire. If I have, like this study has been filled by number of people, total responses was 601. See. So how to see? You can see the names. I had different question in this. How many males were there? You just need to go to the responses, right? So how many males were there? How many females were there? You can see, you can click on it. You can also copy your responses from here. You can copy the chart. Age, I have asked 5 options. So you can see that how many of 20 to 30 years, 20 years, different things. It is there. These are pie chart through which you can see that where different options are given. It is showing like this. See, mostly the student answer the question. Here you can see different options, right? Like this. And the most important thing, now this is for the students where they are just going for general studies. But as a scholar, as a research person, when you want to put these question answers in the same pattern, what you have to do, you just need to click. See, here were we just need to click on the responses. You just need to click on this green button that is showing the Google Sheet. Whenever you are going to click on this sheet, you can see all the responses by all 601 respondents. You can see it here. All the answers are here. See. Then you have to do coding and you can apply the analysis test. All 601 responses are here. And from file, you can answer you can download it, right? That's it. You can download this Excel sheet. You can also download it in different forms like PDF, Word, or Excel sheet only. See, if I want to download it in the Excel, like it is showing, so I can download it. You can see it in your computer or laptop. See. And the further process analysis. So already RFI has, already shown different type of analysis sessions on how to do the analysis and all. So you can check it out, those sessions for the analysis part. So this is how, and we prepare the questionnaire, how do we answer and how the people get your responses here. So this is all about the Google Forms. I think I'm done from my side. I have told you each and everything about it. So anybody is having any question, Ma'am, it is done from my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
Anybody have any question?
Yes, ma'am. I had a question.
Yeah.
You have tell about us the consent form. Then it should be given in Google Form. How we should give it in? What is the sample of such? You can give some sample of the consent form that how we should give them.
Basically, what can I say about this particular Google form consent? You can take consent in advance. If somebody is filling up the questionnaire, means they are giving consent of filling. For that, what you can do, you can add some you can add some the heading for the same, that these questions are for the academic purpose and would be used for academic purpose only or for your projects only. So this is kind of that. So there is nothing like format, but yes, you can create your own format. You can use some lines for the same, where you can take in consent that we are, or if you're going physically to someone for the offline questionnaire filling, you can do this.
That we can add personal information. Then we can add few lines regarding consent. That can be done, na?
Before personal information, I would suggest, before personal information you should do it, because before starting the filling up the questionnaire, they should know why they are filling the questionnaire and you are taking consent for the same, right?
Okay, ma'am. And title and cover page we should add in this Google Form, or we should add it separately?
Title page and cover page in the questionnaire, or what?
Or we should give them separately, or we should add a separate section in the Google
See,
Form itself?
if we are sending any kind of link to them, we can directly go and we can directly send this. We are just sending the link, so in that link only you can put everything. You can, if you want, you can write a consent letter, or you can take a letter from your college or a company or from your college, and you can put it as an image where you have taken consent from them to do this study, and people can see that it is, yes, it is good, and you can fill it. Or if you want, if you're filling it, you're sending it on mail, you can also send a cover letter along with it and the attaching the link in the mail.
Okay. And ma'am, general instruction can be given when we are adding a section like question, and there is a section of description. Then we can add general instruction in that description box instead of giving separately.
Yeah, you can give it, like if you're adding a section, there is an option of description, you can write it there only. Or whenever you are writing a question, if you want to give a separate instruction for that particular question, you can also go for that, no issues.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
And then if we use a Likert scale of strongly agree, disagree, then
Yes.
the analysis part should be done. Then you can a little bit give advice that how it should be done.
Basically that is the another part, like for analysis, if we talk about, it is the whole whole part of analysis, and I think RFI is organizing number of events for the same, so you can check out on that, because we don't have that much time to explain. Just basically
Oh,
need to code the data, that like if we are saying strongly agree as 5, then disagree as the lowest one, the 1, then you can go for different kind of analysis, like one way ANOVA, you can go for a different other test, you can apply T test,
thank-
whichever you like.
okay. Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask one question, that while putting the questions, how can we put answers also? Like,
Means I did not get you.
अगर हमें क्वेश्चंस पुट अप करने हैं कोई भी like multiple type questions, and I want my students to get the right answer, मतलब कैसे पहले से डालना होता है गूगल फॉर्म में? What is that one thing? What is that setting?
I have told you, no, that you have to choose multiple choice options for the same.
Yeah, that I know, but I am asking कि अगर हमें right answer उसका भी उनको डालना होता है, so that
Okay.
you know that
Right, got
recorded
it.
one.
Got
Yeah.
it, got it. That is basically that is Google form. In that Google
Yeah.
form, you just need to select. Let me show you just a minute.
Yeah.
Basically, this is not in the Google form. This is not in the questionnaire, but it is the quiz, right? Just a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
See, as I have told you in the settings, we can go and we can make it a quiz. In the setting, if I'm making this questionnaire as a quiz, So this will be like this, right? Now, each, see, can you see this, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
See, if I have, like I'm taking the answer for this is, any of the question, let me tell you. Like age, for an example, Indore is having history of how many years? Like this is the option. I have made it this form as a quiz. So now you can see there is an answer keyword is written, right?
Okay.
You can click on it. You can, and you know the right answer is 20 to 30 years. You can click on this.
Yeah.
And if you know that this is also a right answer, you can click on two answers. But yes, you know that this is the right answer. You can click on it. You can give 1, 2, 3, 10. How many? जितने marks आपको देना है आप दे सकते हैं. Then you can keep it done like this. So when somebody is answering this, so this would be wrong. This would be wrong. But yes, this answer 20 to 30 year would be right. One more thing you can add. You can also add some description about this, right? Add answer feedback. Ki why 20 to 30 years only, right? So
Okay.
you can also give the feedback for the same. Yes.
So in the end, the score will come.
Yes, once everybody is completing this, so if you are putting like 10 marks for each question, you can answer it like this. And if somebody is putting the answer right, so in the end, that would be automatically calculated, and you can, like जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया था कि आप Excel sheet draw कर सकते हैं, निकाल सकते हैं यहाँ से. In that Excel sheet, you can see the score.
Okay.
Very simple.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Ankita ma'am, for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
I would like to thank our distinguished subject expert, Dr. Ankita Jain ma'am, for making an excellent presentation and making this workshop very meaningful and interesting. I would like to express my deep gratitude to the Chief Managing Director, Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, sir. I would like to thank all honorable members of RFI, all boards, all chapters, all officers, technical head and program assistant, the whole team of RFI, and all the participants who made the workshop successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Ajay Jain, sir. Thank you, RFI team, and all other people and lovely audience who heard me about this session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. It was really